First, I want to say hello and thank you all for joining today. It's fantastic that you're all able to make it here today and to join us. It's an exciting day for us. My name is Kim McNaughton, and I'm a founding member of Residents' Rights. I'm particularly excited today to have Jeremy Nichols here from WildEarth Guardians. Residents' Rights and WildEarth Guardians have joined together to bring this lawsuit forward. And I'm also pleased to introduce our legal counsel as well. We have Dan Leftwich and Kate Merlin. Together we are here today to talk a little bit about a very important milestone in our story about our communities being impacted by oil and gas development and fracking. Residents' Rights is an organization that empowers communities to protect their health, safety, and the environment through education and outreach. Residents' Rights was formed because our community has been living this story, like so many communities on the Front Range. We have been living this story, and we had to form this group to start leveraging the tools and systems in place through constitutional law to preserve our health, safety, and the environment to protect ourselves. I'm inspired by the constitutional law. I'm inspired by the people's abilities to show up. I see what's happening in America today. We are coming together now at this time to say enough is enough. I moved to Broomfield in 2013 with my family, and I've lived along the Front Range for the last 25 years. I've seen what's happening down the street in Erie and how it's impacting my friends. I think all across Colorado, we are seeing people saying that enough is enough. We want to be safe in our homes. We want to be free from health concerns from an overreaching industry. You see Coloradans heading to the ballot box and to the courthouse. We saw it when we passed ballot measure 301. We are seeing it now with measure 112 for safer setbacks. We are seeing it with the Martinez case in the Colorado Supreme Court. And now we are seeing it again at the local level here today. The people of this country are showing up to ensure that the protections afforded to them by the Constitution and their rights as individuals are being upheld and not being forgotten. I'm really proud to be a part of Residents' Rights, and I'm proud to be a part of this movement. I'm proud to have seen this lawsuit come to fruition, and now I'm going to ask Jeremy to speak to the power of WildEarth Guardians and what they are providing for our community.
All right, can everybody hear me okay? Great. My name is Jeremy Nichols, and I'm the Climate and Energy Program Director for WildEarth Guardians. WildEarth Guardians, I always tell people, is the most effective environmental group you've never heard of. We're not the biggest group. We're not the group with the slickest marketing campaigns, but we are a group that for many, many years has been at the forefront of confronting the adverse impacts of fossil fuel development here in the American West. We were approached by our members and residents here in Broomfield with a simple ask: help us take on our city, help defend our rights, help protect our health, safety, and the environment. And we took one look at the issue and the case, and we said, absolutely, we'll help. And I'm so honored that WildEarth Guardians is here, leading the charge with Residents' Rights and other residents here in Broomfield to keep things safe, keep people safe in their homes. This is a pretty straightforward issue. The voters here in Broomfield spoke, they laid down the law, and they were ignored by the city and county of Broomfield. WildEarth Guardians wants to do everything it can to support this lawsuit and efforts throughout Colorado and throughout the American West to push back against the oil and gas industry. For too long, they've walked all over us. They've ignored us. They've refused to budge when we brought forward reasonable requests to do better. Here in Colorado, we're seeing the results of that. We're seeing Proposition 112 now on the ballot. We're seeing this lawsuit being filed. We're seeing other citizen initiatives starting to take hold and to make progress. This is not going to end. And in many respects, it's begun, but this is a new beginning. And we're not going to stop until we've secured full accountability. So thank you so much to you all, and congratulations. We are so proud for everything residents have done here in Broomfield. This is an amazing movement. Thank you for letting us be a part of it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Leftwich. Many of you know me, but just to give you a little bit about my background in this movement and this amazing example of democracy. Really, it's democracy in action. And since about 2013, I've been helping citizens in Broomfield with their initial moratorium and understanding their legal rights. And I've been helping communities all along the Front Range learn more about their rights, their powers, the powers that the Constitution provides for them that they really reserved for themselves. And I'm also co-counsel in what's known as the Martinez case that was just argued before the Colorado Supreme Court last week, and involving whether the state agency that's supposed to regulate oil and gas development in a manner that protects the public health and safety, whether they get to just balance oil and gas industry costs and mineral rights owners and farmers and everyone else's rights against the public health and safety. We think they do not. And we're hopeful that the Supreme Court will agree with that position. But while that's all been happening, the people in Broomfield have seen their rights steadily ignored. Right? In 2013, passed an amendment to the charter that for a moratorium on fracking, and the city ignored it. Basically treated it as if it didn't exist. Went ahead with operator agreements with oil and gas companies that clearly did not protect the public health and safety. So the citizens responded again, 2017, by an even larger margin, an overwhelming margin really, passed Amendment 301, which is straightforward. It's just clearly designed to protect the public health, safety, and the environment in oil and gas regulation, and imposes a duty on the city to make sure that that happens. Now, it shouldn't have had to do that because the city has that duty. It's called the police power. It's why cities exist, all right, to protect the public health and safety. It is unconscionable that the city has chosen to abandon the requirements of the operator agreement that it rushed through before the vote on 301, and to abandon the requirements of the charter amendment, the voice of the city, right? The voice of the residents. And so this lawsuit is about asserting the citizens' rights. If the state won't protect the public, the city has a responsibility to do so. If the city won't meet that responsibility, the citizens have the constitutional right to protect themselves. And that's what this is about, all right? So I'm proud to be representing residents' rights and these fabulous people in Broomfield. And WildEarth Guardians, it's just amazing that they've stepped up to really help this community assert its rights, push back against the oil and gas industry. I've done many presentations along the Front Range describing how coercion is used by this industry to coerce the cities and coerce the residents into giving up their rights. Today, we're pushing back against that, all right? We're saying we won't be coerced. We're going to assert our rights. Those rights have existed long before oil and gas entered this picture, all right? And they're going to continue to exist. So thank you for all your support, and we're going to tell everyone this is a new day, all right? Thank you.
All right, that will wrap up for today, and thank you again for coming.